Fifth Hour Radio Show.
Let's start with this. Where are you originally from, and what age did you start getting into the game of basketball?
Oh, man, if you ask all my coworkers over the years where I'm from, they'd all have a good laugh. I'm from Northern Virginia originally, Fairfax County. Lived outside Washington, D.C. about 14 years, and then went to high school in North Georgia and then college at Alabama.
Now, what was it about basketball that got you so excited, as opposed to other sports?
Well, growing up, I never played football. I always played basketball and baseball. And one of my best friends growing up, his dad played at NC State. He was a player at NC State, and so he loved basketball. And hanging out with them, I was always around basketball. And he was kind of our youth league coach. And then the game just really grew on me, and I loved it. And when I got into high school, I just kind of solely focused on basketball. And I didn't know if I wanted to get into communications and be somebody like Dick Vitale, or if I wanted to coach and, make a great run at, being a great college basketball coach. And, fortunately, I decided to coach, and so far, so good.
So you played halfway through your first season at a D3 school, Oglethorpe.
Yeah, I sure did. I went to Oglethorpe University. I went to high school in Dalton, Georgia, and then Oglethorpe's just right in Atlanta, about an hour and a half south. And started there, went there my freshman year, and ironically, just kind of didn't get along well with the coach. And, at Christmas, I transferred to, I finished the year out there, but I stopped playing at Christmas at the semester, and then I transferred after that year to Alabama.
Now, what was it about playing, or what happened that made you realize that, hey, this is where my passion for the game lies?
Well, I just always loved the game, growing up. I mean, I grew up in Northern Virginia, and I used to go watch Georgetown play, and grew up really on ACC. I went to an SEC college, but really grew up in that area on ACC basketball and Big East basketball. I can tell you where I was the day Len Bias passed away, and a lot of great teams. I grew up as a big Duke fan. When they had Johnny Dawkins and when they were really starting to come on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
My brother went to school at Carolina, so I had to immediately switch from Duke to Carolina then. Once he did that, and he's a little bit older than me. But I just always loved the game. I love the camaraderie that it gives you, and really the stories and the memories and the moments that you can have by being a part of a great team.
So you transferred from the D3 school as a player to a D1 school in Alabama and became a student assistant coach. Were there ever any second thoughts at the time on if you made, the right decision, or was it exactly what you expected and realized, hey, this is my calling?
Well, at Oglethorpe, it was a great experience for me. It was a great city. Had some, a good year there. And I was really going to start and go into communications, and Oglethorpe had a good communications field. And I just wasn't sure when I decided to transfer that maybe I wanted to coach. And, when I first got to Alabama, when you're the low man on the totem pole and you're at a school at Oglethorpe with 1,000, 1,500 kids, and now you're in a school with 40,000 kids, and, nobody knows who you are, and you're just basically a manager for the basketball team, and the players don't even really know who you are, and the coaches don't. There's a lot of second thoughts that you like, man, Oglethorpe was a good situation. Maybe I should have just stayed. But, I just got married, and two of my, groomsmen were some of my best friends that I met there and that played there at Alabama when I was a manager there. And, I still talk to the coach that I work for today, and some of the assistant coaches I still speak to. And actually during my first couple of years as head coach, I've had a lot of those players that I worked with, reach out to me and kind of rekindle relationships. So, there's always a lot of doubt in the beginning, but it turned out to be a tremendous experience for me, both on and off the floor, and got a lot of great friendships because of my time there at Alabama.
Well, how did you first get hooked up with Billy Kennedy?
The one guy that got me into business is one of the assistants. He was an assistant at Alabama when I was there, Thad Fitzpatrick. Coach Kennedy and Thad Fitzpatrick worked together at the University of Wyoming. Coach Fitzpatrick was an assistant there, and Coach Kennedy was a graduate assistant there. And that's years ago. That's back in the late 80s. But when I finished college, Thad Patrick was an assistant in Alabama for a couple of years and ended up becoming a high school coach later in town. And we kept, good relationship. I'd go by and see him and talk to him and stop by his office. And, when I was going to really start searching out jobs and writing letters the spring of my senior year, he was a big help to me. And Coach Kennedy was at Centenary College and had basically a third assistant spot open, volunteer assistant. So it would give me a chance to get on the floor and coach and be a part of the Division I program with basically no pay, but a dorm room and a meal ticket. And so Coach Fitz got me that job, and that's it's all, been uphill from there.
Now, what was your role in the early years of working under Billy?
Raise money, make sure the kids were in class, just do all the grunt work. I was 23 years old when I first started working for him at Centenary College. He actually got married to his wife now. They got married the weekend I came down there, so he was actually getting married that weekend, so I'll always kind of know his wedding anniversary from that standpoint. But at Centenary, you got to do so many different things. And they're a Division III school now, but I was doing film exchange, I was doing video, I was checking classes, I was running study hall. He gave me an opportunity to scout a little bit. Not much recruiting at all back then, but then I was going door to door to try to raise money for the program and sell ads and see if somebody in town would donate us a TV or carpet for the locker room. And so a lot of grunt roles, but the experiences that I had at Alabama as a manager really helped me in a lot of ways, preparing me to start out at that level, especially in that spot.
At what point in your assistant coaching career do you think you really started to come into your own as far as having an idea on how you would run a program and the style of play you would like to get out of your players?
Well, you always, the one thing as an assistant coach, my only philosophy was, be loyal to the guy you work for and try to do a great job and help him win. And if you can help your boss win, whether you become a head coach or not, you're going to do well, and you're going to be respected by your peers, and you're going to bring about better opportunities for yourself, whether it's at another school at a higher level or whether it's financially, or you just, at the end of the day, worst case, you're just going to win a lot of games and have an opportunity to win championships. And so, my biggest goal, Coach would give me a great opportunity to get into business, and I wanted to be loyal to him and work and try to help him be a winner. And as we got older, we won back-to-back championships at Southeastern. He was going to take an assistant's job at Miami, and I didn't think I was quite ready to become a head coach then. That I was probably 28, 29 years old, and so we actually tried to help one of the older assistants, get the job when he left. And I went to Tulane for a year and then got reconnected back with him at Murray. And as we started to get at Murray for a couple of years and got the program back to where it needed to be, I started really having a good feel for every phase of how to run a program, every phase that you need to have your hands in. And Coach Kennedy did a great job preparing me because he gave me so many responsibilities, from academics to camp to recruiting to individual workout, on the floor coaching to scouting to dealing with boosters, dealing with the AD, just so many different things that he really helped prepare me. And then when he got the Texas A&M job, we'd had a lot of success and we had a good team coming back, and I was very fortunate to get my opportunity. And it's been a blessing. It's been a great 2 years here at Murray.
Now, when you coached under Kennedy at Murray, did you know then that, hey, this is the program I want to lead someday? This is where I want to start my head coaching career?
With my background, being a manager, and the pedigree that I had to come through, my dad wasn't in coaching, and I didn't play in college, so there's a lot of factors going against you. So you got to work and put in extra time. And I thought my best way to ever really become a head coach, or to get my first opportunity, would be to help Coach win. And then as we continue to win and he continued to get better jobs, that an opportunity would be there for me at one of those mid-major jobs. And we were fortunate to do that at Murray. And, when I got to Murray, I really fell in love with the school, with the community, with the university. I met my wife here, who I just recently got married to, but we did, probably half of my time here. I knew that, I wanted to lead this program and help continue the great tradition of excellence on and off the floor that this program's had for, 50, 60 years.
Yeah, how rewarding was it after all those years? Living in basements is what I read on your Wikipedia page, of dorms and all the sacrifice and volunteer work to finally earn a head coaching job at Murray, a school with loads of basketball history.
Well, it's humbling, is what it is. It's humbling. It just lets you know that if you surround yourself with really good people and you do things the right way, and you trust in God and have faith in Him, that good things will happen. And that's why I just try to tell people, surround yourself with good people. I was very fortunate to work for a man like Billy Kennedy. Without him, I wouldn't be in the position I am. But the most gratifying thing is that there's so many people along the way that make sacrifices for you, whether it's your wife or your fiance when she was my fiance or my girlfriend, whether it's my parents. I remember my dad driving with me to move into my dorm room at Centenary, 15, 17 years ago. And there's so many people that, are a part of your success, and that's the best part, seeing people bringing smiles to people's faces because of your success. And it's been great. It's been a great 7 years here.
Now, could you have scripted a better first year of being a head coach during that 2011-2012 season? Naturally, I'm sure a national title was your team's goal, but what you and the guys did on that court was nothing short of amazing. You had fans coming out from hours away to watch the Racers play. You were nationally ranked the whole way through. Did you know it was going to be that type of year heading into that season?
You never know. And that's why even people ask me, well, what do you think about this year's team? I don't know. Or they ask me, how do you replace Isaiah Canaan? What do you think about this year's team? I don't have any idea. I didn't know that year. I knew we had a good player in Isaiah Canaan, or a terrific player in Isaiah Canaan. And I knew we had a great front court player to start with Ivan Aska. But we had a lot of question marks. Dante Poole, Juwan Long had been in the program a long time, very experienced, but they statistically hadn't had great numbers yet. And then same with Ed Daniel. But we were able, those guys had been trained for several years about how to win, how to work, how to carry themselves the right way. And, we're down at UAB, we're 4-0, we're down at UAB with 5 minutes to go, we're down 10 points, and, we win that game, we go to 4-0, after that game, and go to Alaska, win the Great Alaska Shootout, then we go to Memphis and beat Memphis. But those guys gave this community an amazing ride that year.
Yeah, they did.
It was a lot of fun, and like you said, I was going to figure out how I was going to answer your question when you said that, and to maybe go to the Sweet 16 or take that team to Phoenix that year, or even to the Final Four, maybe that would have been make it a little bit more special. But Murray State has had so many great teams, and their tradition has been so good. I think the best thing about that year was it brought that to light, because I don't think some people in national media really understood how great this program is year in, year out. Teams have made Final Four runs at the mid-major level. But when you track Murray State's NCAA tournament history, it is second to none at the mid-major level. And, I'm excited to be a part of it and excited to get back there. We've got a young group this year, but we're excited to work to get back there. But what our guys did, the way they represented themselves that year and they represented the community and this university was a lot of fun, and it was tough ending it. It was tough to see that season come to an end because there was so many positives for so many people.
I want to talk about Isaiah Canaan for a quick second. Naturally, Isaiah was a good player in practice to earn a starting position on that team. But was he a player that drew a little something extra from actual regular season competition, feeding off the crowd? Did he step it up a level when he hit the court?
Yeah, Isaiah is, he's just special. He's special. The thing about Isaiah, he's a special human being. He's probably the most impactful player to play in the Ohio Valley Conference, maybe all time. And the reason I say that is because we've got a lot of great players here with Popeye Jones and Marcus Brown and technology the way it is now today, social media, Twitter, Facebook, the way media covers the game now, there's just so much more, there's so much more access to Isaiah and access to our team. So more people knew about us, knew about him, but he just handles himself with such humility and such class and such respect for this school and community and university, and he's always giving back. But Isaiah is a good practice player, but he is a gamer. And when the lights are on, he's at his best. And that's why, whether he went 15th in the draft or 34th like he did to Houston, he's going to have a great career and do some really special things, because I told him after he was drafted, I said, hey, it's just like you were coming out of college. Everybody kind of hemmed-hawed on you. You came to Murray, and for 4 years you set the place on fire. And he'll do the exact same thing, over the next, hopefully, 10, 12 years.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as recruiting a player, what do you look for in a person that you would consider as a perfect fit into the Murray program?
Well, you got a great go-after ability. I mean, that's the number one thing. You got to have great players. Ability is what you definitely first look at. Can they, pass, dribble, shoot, size, athleticism, IQ, different things like that. But what you have to have here in Murray to separate yourself from other teams and what you need because of the makeup of our town, it being a small college town and you being role models in this community and you having so much interaction with the youth here at schools, church, at the games, before and after, that you have to have good character kids. And we've been very, very fortunate in my time here to have really good kids that do a great job in our community. So ability, character, and the last thing is toughness. Coach Kennedy used to say that all the time. Toughness, character, and ability. If you can surround yourself with a lot of guys with those three qualities, then you're going to be a part of some really special teams, and we've been fortunate to do that.
Now let's break away real quick from the game. Now, what do you like most about living in Murray?
Oh, without question, the relationships. The relationships that I have with people. The way that the people really, really are invested and care about their university and about their town and how much pride they have. I really respect that a lot, and that's the biggest thing. I want to give this community something special and something to be proud of. That's what drives me each and every day. That's what keeps me up at night. That's what worries me, or fuels me, so to speak, that I want to give this community something to be proud of. But the relationships is without question what I enjoy the most here. The convenience of the town, the size of the town, I love that because you can get anywhere you want very quickly, and we have everything you need here. But if you had to say one thing, it's the relationships. I got a lot of special relationships, and there's a lot of special people here that I've really enjoyed getting to know over the last 7-8 years.
Now, you mentioned you just got married this year. Now, your wife's a basketball fan herself, right?
Yeah, she loves basketball.
Now, I learned from your friend Dave Winder, your wife played ball at Callaway County, and he told me she was known for her tenacious defense.
She was a little player.
How is it having someone knowledgeable in the game of basketball as your wife? Do you guys ever sit at home and draw up plays?
No, we never have gotten to that extent, but she loves the game, which makes it a lot of fun. Whether she goes on the road to watch us play or she comes with the team or she just has to watch it at home. On TV, she's very intense and she's very into the game and, animated a little bit at times, but she loves Murray State basketball. Whether I was the coach there or not, she'd be into Murray State basketball and she's got a passion for Murray State basketball, regardless of who the coach is. But it is good that she loves the game and loves Murray State basketball as much as she does, because I think it helps. It helps me in my job, and then also it helps the fans. I think really be able to get to know her a little bit better and let her know how much it means to her. I think that means a lot to the people.
So let's talk about the upcoming season. What's in store? Any big non-conference games on the schedule?
We got a great schedule. We're very fortunate. We've got a terrific schedule. I'd say fortunate. We'll see. We've got a schedule well, though. Where our program's at, we don't want to have an easy schedule. We want to play great teams. We go to Valpo to open up. We go to Old Dominion. We go to Western Kentucky. We got a couple other games as well, but those are kind of the headline games. And then we have our 16-game conference schedule. We have to actually go to Belmont this year. They came here last year. We only play them once a year, but we go to Belmont, we go to Tennessee State, and we go to Eastern Kentucky. So those will be 3 very, very tough games as well on the road.
Well, I can tell you're getting excited about the upcoming season. For all the fans, do you have a social media site they can visit to get to know your personal side and your thoughts on the season itself?
Yeah, it's just at Coach Prohm on Twitter. I tweet a lot to my guys, just tweet a lot about my Washington Redskins, tweet a lot about, some motivational things from time to time. And then I'll, tweet about right now about football and how our racial football team, good luck they go to play Missouri this weekend. Hopefully they can go up there and shock Missouri up there in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
But it's at Coach Prohm, is my Twitter handle. And they can go there and follow me and be a part of Racing Nation.
Coach, man, thank you so much for taking time out of your night to join me, and good luck on the upcoming season.
Yeah, no problem. I really appreciate you having me.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.